to me. Hey, welcome back. Listen, here's the deal. Scheduling adults to do things is not easy. Yeah, it's pretty nuts. I'm sure everybody has stuff they're working on, stuff they're doing, things they have to do, places they need to be. And part of real life, I think, that we're seeing here is that everybody's got something. It's not that we didn't know that before, but it's just apparent and it's okay. And I know I promised you guys a guest, but this time it was my fault that I had to change a date. So, I actually don't mind the solo podcast. I just don't know if, I don't know. I always just hope something useful comes out of it, I guess. But I've talked before on here with guests and stuff about how this is kind of like a cathartic, weird exercise, especially talking to other people, to bounce ideas and keep yourself in check, because we don't have the normal amount of social interaction in a pandemic that I think we're used to at the level that we were used to before that. And so, yeah, it's just different. And it's hard to maintain relationships anyway as an adult. My friend Jed once said something that I thought was really cool. He said, adult friendships are like a house plant. Like you got to water it. You got to contribute. And I think that's very true. And everybody's at different stations in life and, different responsibilities. I'm just bitching because school started this week and for my kids. And, I think there's a lot of different circumstances this year, maybe more than ever before, in terms of what we're doing with kids in school and sending them back to school during a pandemic, an active pandemic that we know is, not good. But the kids that can be vaccinated, I think, probably pretty good, probably going to be okay. It's the little kids that I'm worried about if they start getting sick. And I don't know. I really struggle with the decision. I know they need to be together socially. I know they're all, in air quotes, falling behind on their education, missing these years. From a national standards standpoint, that's probably true. But we also got to spend the better part of a year and a half with our kids during a time when, I don't know that I can think of a more time in modern history when parents got to spend that age with their kids for that long. I know it was tough. I mean, it was hard. We all kind of got used to our lives and the freedom of, your kids in school from 8 to 3 or whatever, and you were at your job or you were doing your thing, and there was this just understanding that once you get them into school, you have this little break during the day. And I mean, can't even imagine, what a relief that can be I can imagine what a relief it can be, when you have little ones. And, man, if you have multiple little ones, it's very difficult. It's very difficult to just be around kids and raise kids. It's hard to do it alone. It's hard to do it with a partner. It's just very difficult. It's very demanding in a strange way that unless you do it, you won't really get it. But I don't know. I guess if you don't have kids, imagine you have, 3 or 4 jobs that don't give a shit about each other, that are all demanding you do those jobs at the same time. Like, kids need attention to do it right. I mean, I say right, but like as best as we can figure out, right? Because I feel like we're the first generation, maybe the second generation of people that were raised, with the family dynamic shifting to multiple parents taking care of things, mothers working in way more numbers, both parents working, just all these different parenting styles that generations came up with. I mean, I was what they call a latchkey kid, so like sometimes I would come home and be alone. When I was old enough, like, I don't know what age I was, maybe, 13 or 14. But I wasn't even like that much of a latchkey kid. Like, there was a lot of different situations. Like, sometimes I'd go sit with my dad at work. Sometimes I'd stay with a friend. Like, it all changed. But like, whatever situation, this one is bananas. Like, every age of kid, basically, if you figure it started in basically March of 2020, they got sent home, right? And they were home, God, the whole rest of that whole school year, right? So, all right, well, that's weird. And then the next year it was all the Zoom stuff, but everybody was home, and then some places started to come back to school. Like, it was crazy, man. It's crazy. It was crazy that we put that much pressure on ourselves and on teachers and on kids to race towards this standard of education by a certain age level for some reason that we're still sticking with, I guess is my point. And we got this gift of time with our children that most people have never gotten since, kind of the school schedule came around. I don't know, when was that? Little House on the Prairie days, 1800s. So a lot of it was a gift in that way. And they're all going to be different than us. People that grew up without a pandemic in the middle of their childhood. But that's okay, because they all have the same thing, and they'll all be fine. And they'll still learn algebra and all the things they teach you in high school or whatever. They'll cram it through. Kids are so smart, so much smarter than we ever gave them credit for, at least I think. It's amazing when you watch YouTube and you see kids that are mastering stuff, playing guitar riffs and playing instruments and baking and all this stuff. They're like 8 and 9 years old. It's like, man, humans are so incredible if you give them the chance. That's one of the things that, I think about when I think about education, is like when you see kids that are just masters at things that are really young. It's like, well, you found your thing and you love it. Like, especially the ones that are like really into it. You're like, oh man, you're so lucky. You found your thing. You love it. You could potentially live off of it. You're good. Like, you got to know how to read and write and, do some math and stuff. But we could accelerate our species, our society, if we maybe let go of this standard education thing. We're trying to cram them back in, and we're going to rush them through to get to state mandates and standards and all this stuff. It's like, but they're not turning out happier or better. We're just like trying to cram them all back into what used to be, even though we know what used to be hasn't worked so well across the board. In some ways, many ways, like it seems like we're education is the place where we can really improve across the board if we nip it in the bud and start them early on, critical thinking and basic science stuff and how to recognize, confirmation bias and things that are just really messing us up right now as a society, as a nation, as a country. It's bananas. So, I don't know. I can't fix it. It's really hard to fix. It takes lots of people to fix it. Lots of people to agree to stop having things the way that they were. And that some things have to change and some institutions have to fall. And, if the goal is to make our kids great, well, are we doing it the best we can yet? I don't know. Could we do it better? Is there other ways we could explore it? I don't know. It seems like some institutions just get so locked in. And I was really hoping that we would come out of the pandemic smarter, and I don't know if that's going to happen. I don't know. Man, I hope so. Really hope so. Anyway, it is remarkable that it's nearing the end of August here. And before we know it, it's going to be... I had to work with somebody today, and we were talking about scheduling something like down the road here, a month or two, and you start looking at the calendar and you're like, oh my God, it's literally going to start being the holidays soon already. And I mean, COVID time is just different, isn't it? It's just it's a different thing. We have nothing great to mark time with, think about Tiger King, right? Doesn't that seem like at least 12 years ago? Mike Birbiglia had the greatest tweet. It said something like, basic rule of thumb is add 2 years to your memory. Like, basically, if you're recalling something, just assume it was at least more than 2 years ago. So brilliant. That guy. What a great writer. All right. I appreciate you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for just putting up with it. But yeah, if you like it, share it. I guess subscribe to it. I don't think Apple knows what they're doing yet with this subscription versus following kind of thing. Seems a bit messy to me. We just figured out the whole subscribe thing. It seemed like, reviews and ratings seemed to be a meritocracy. And then they throw this follow thing in, and just mix it all up. And now I don't know if it matters. I don't know what matters. I should find out, I guess. But to me, it's just if you have people that like it and they eventually tell somebody about it and then somebody listens to it. And it's like, oh, I kind of like this. Okay. I mean, does it need advertising? Is anybody... I guess people go to those lists and say, I have never heard of a podcast. Let me see what Apple says is the best one. I don't know. Maybe. Is that the majority of people? I do meet people that don't know what podcasts are or how to listen to them, though, still, which gives me hope. In that, we're just scratching the surface of what I think is almost an undeniably incredible medium of just audio. I know a lot of people do video. I don't yet. Maybe I will sometime, but I don't know. There's something very intimate about the podcast, about hearing good conversations, in this case, just the ramblings of a lunatic, but, hearing good conversations, engaged conversations about things. I don't know. I just really find it fascinating, and I can't imagine that there's not more people that once they realize it's there will be hooked. But whatever works. I'm glad you listened, and I appreciate your time, and I'm not going to waste any more of it this week. I do have guests scheduled, I promise. There's one on the calendar right now, and I'm really looking forward to it. Like I'm going to hold this here. It's with Blake Wexler. You've heard him on here before if you're a listener. Very funny man. He has a new album coming out, and I want to talk to him about it because he's just one of the best. And he's always fun to talk to. Always a good time. So he's coming up soon. I think that's in a couple weeks. And, I'll take them as they come. If you're listening and you feel like having a conversation, I guess, I don't know, reach out on Instagram or something and tell me what you want to talk about. And maybe we'll do that. All right. So thanks for listening to Piece of Chaos. Have a great week. Thanks. I've got you deep in the heart of me. So deep in my heart that you're really a part of me. Yes, I've got you under my skin. So not to give in. I said to myself, this affair ain't never gonna go too well. But why should I try to resist when, baby, I know too well that I've got you under my skin. Sacrifice anything come what might for the sake of having you near, in spite of a warning voice that rings in the nights, repeats and repeats in my ear. Don't you know, little fool, you ain't never gonna win. Use your mentality. To reality, but each time I do, just the thought of you makes me stop just before I begin. Yes, I've got you under my skin. Hey there, you with the stars in your eyes, love never made